modern engineering trembles, fractures, and fails. We heavily rely on steel rebar and synthetic concrete today. Yet an ancient fortress remains perfectly untouched. High in the Peruvian Andes, an impossible architectural anomaly sits in plain sight. Andesite giants weighing over 100 tons. Zero mortar used, no iron bindings. When catastrophic magnitude 8 earthquakes violently level modern urban infrastructure, these mortarless megaliths simply dance, absorb, and resettle. Welcome to Sacsayhuamán. It is the ultimate historical paradox. How did an empire lacking iron tools achieve this absolute seismic perfection? Let's open the forgotten archival files. To decode this masonry miracle, we must first understand the builders. By the 15th century, the Inca Empire was not a primitive, isolated mountain tribe. Tawantinsuyu was the largest terrestrial realm in all of pre-Columbian America. It stretched over 2,000 miles across incredibly brutal and unforgiving Andean terrain. They commanded millions of subjects through a highly centralized labor network. The Inca possessed unmatched logistical brilliance and deep organizational infrastructure. Mountains were never viewed as obstacles. They were sacred entities woven into urban planning. Engineers carved intricate agricultural terraces directly into sheer vertical cliffs. This immense state apparatus provided the staggering disciplined manpower required to build Sacsayhuamán. Workers moved massive stones without the use of wheels or pulleys. But infinite manpower alone simply cannot explain these mind-bending architectural anomalies. Brute force does not automatically yield millimeter-perfect three-dimensional geometric locking joints. To truly comprehend their genius, we must abandon our modern assumptions. Open the original archaeological surveys from the early 20th century. Look down at 3 staggered zigzagging defensive walls stretching across the arid plateau. From above, the immense scale looks almost alien in origin. But look closer at the joints. Look closely. The Inca did not cut perfectly uniform standard rectangular blocks. Instead, they carved complex multi-angled polygons that fit together like a massive puzzle. Some stones feature over 12 angles. Let us examine a modern three-dimensional laser scan of the walls. The digital topography reveals concave and convex mating surfaces interlocking in 3 dimensions behind the facade. Astonishing geometric precision. Look at this field report from a structural engineering team. These massive stones, some weighing over 100 tons, mate together absolutely perfectly. You cannot slide paper between them. They dragged these volcanic andesite behemoths from quarries miles away. Diorite hammerstones were found scattered around the quarry, revealing their brutal shaping process. They pounded the stone to dust. Furthermore, the massive blocks lean inward at a very specific angle. This intentional inward tilt creates an incredibly stable, gravity-fed structural retaining wall system. When seismic waves strike, the stones slightly separate to absorb the shock before naturally settling back. Self-healing ancient architecture. Notice the beveled pillowed edges intentionally carved into the faces. This prevents the heavy edges from chipping or shattering during violent tectonic shifting. Every detail was calculated for survival. Modern engineers require immense steel reinforcement to achieve similar resilience. The Inca achieved utter perfection, relying entirely on gravity friction and master craftsmanship. They built an indestructible mountain fortress. But how did they perfectly transfer the complex three-dimensional shapes? Let's dig deeper. With absolutely no surviving written records left behind by the Inca, the modern academic court remains fiercely and permanently divided. How exactly did indigenous engineers perfectly transfer such incredibly complex irregular dimensions onto 100-ton andesite boulders without modern machinery? Three distinct, heavily debated leading theories currently dominate the battlefield. Theory 1 focuses entirely on the practical process of meticulous scribing and wooden templating. Noted architectural historian Jean-Pierre Protzen famously demonstrated that masons could use simple wooden sticks to physically trace complex edges. Workers would carefully map the topography of the lower block, then painstakingly hammer the massive upper stone to match it. This practical theory is widely accepted by modern historians, yet it severely struggles to fully explain the hidden interlocking, three-dimensional convex geometries. The deep internal joints are simply too flawlessly mated. Theory 2 proposes the highly labor-intensive brute force method of direct suspension and repetitive surface abrasion. Several structural engineers argue the Incas suspended the top block with immense ropes, repeatedly lowering and forcefully grinding it against the bottom. This intense, continuous back-and-forth friction would naturally wear both massive stones down into an absolutely perfectly matched seam over time. While scientifically sound for smaller-scale masonry, repeatedly suspending and dropping a 100-ton andesite megalith requires heavy mechanical leverage they definitively lacked. The basic physics simply do not scale. Theory 3 dives deep into the highly controversial, largely dismissed realm of ancient chemical softening. Fascinating local oral traditions frequently noted by early Spanish chroniclers describe a highly toxic red acidic plant extract harvested from the jungle. Unconventional proponents argue this acidic juice could temporarily soften the incredibly dense stone's surface for rapid clay-like molding and fitting. Mainstream geologists completely and swiftly reject this claim, noting the utterly absurd volume of raw acid required to chemically dissolve igneous volcanic rock. A highly romantic but deeply flawed hypothesis. Painstaking wooden templating, immense grinding friction, or the unlikely application of a lost organic chemistry? The academic jury remains utterly and permanently deadlocked. Modern engineers possess quantum computers, titanium alloys, and complex satellite mapping. Yet when the Earth violently tears itself apart, our towering concrete monoliths frequently fracture and shatter into dust. The Inca relied entirely on human ingenuity. They transformed raw volcanic mountains into a living, breathing, and completely indestructible armor. Sacsayhuamán stands as a profoundly humbling reminder that modern technological advancement does not automatically equate to ultimate architectural superiority. The ancient minds still hold profound secrets we simply cannot decode. So what is your official verdict? Did indigenous builders meticulously scribe every joint, violently grind the stones together, or utilize an organic method completely lost to history? Drop your personal investigation files in the comments below. And always keep searching the archives.